Over the years, I've tried out hundreds of different smart home products into my home, but there's two categories I've never tried out. One is a professionally installed security system, and two is a professionally installed smart home system. Well, thanks to this new system I have right here, we're gonna be able to do all of those things with one system through Vivint. Thanks so much to Vivint for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. Now let's start with the installation of my Vivint system. Now first we're going to choose what devices we want into our home. So you can choose as little or as many as you want. You have everything from a video doorbell, an outdoor camera with a spotlight, indoor camera, and then you have sensors for all the different doors and windows for the security system. And then you can have different water sensors to make sure there's no flooding or anything happening in your home, and much more. Now, once you know what you want, the installers will show up at your house and begin installing everything. Now, the best part about this process is I did not have to do it. After installing all those devices for years, about 7 out of 10 times, there's always a problem and usually a couple hours of troubleshooting with each device. Now, the great news is if there were any problems, I didn't know about it because the installers handed me over the system and everything was working as it should. So here we have our smart hub that is able to see all of my different system, and then I can see all of that as well on my smartphone and adjust all the settings and everything right in the app. So now that we have our system installed, we are able to go through and control all of the different systems. So let me show you what you can do here on the smart hub, and then we'll head out and check out what the cameras can do. This is the center location of our security system and our smart home. So this is able to act as a hub, so certain devices connect to this, so you can control them here or through the app. Now down here you have a speaker, so when the doorbell rings, it's gonna ring through here, and then if the security system goes off, this is where the alarm sounds as well, and you can adjust the volume on here. And one thing I love is this little green light here at the bottom, is what that means is the system is ready to arm. Now right here I have the option to arm the system. So if I hold down here, I can arm it to stay or away, so then it enables different sensors depending on which one I do. Let's say I'm going to stay, it's not going to enable the motion sensors.
Your home is now armed, stay.
Now it's going to arm the system, and then right here it's going to set that to orange so you can know when your system is armed as it is no longer green. And then here when we want to unarm, we're then just going to put in our PIN code.
Your home is now disarmed, ready to arm.
One other thing that's really neat about this screen is if any door or sensor in the home is opened, so here if I open this door, it's now saying the garage door is open, so the system cannot be locked. That makes it very easy for us to know which door or which window is still open, so we can go and shut that before we arm the system or even before we go to bed. Now, if you set the system to stay, it will instantly lock, but if you set it to away, it gives you 30 seconds to get out the door. And then if your system is triggered while you're gone, somebody opens the door, somebody opens a window, this is what you will hear. And here, if I arm it from the panel, I also have the option to disarm it right from my phone. Next, I have my thermostat. So I was able to incorporate my Nest thermostat into here, so I have controls right there. Then here we have the camera. So this is great because I can see the doorbell camera as well as my outdoor camera for the front yard right there. And in the settings here, there's one of my favorite options where if somebody just walks up to the door, it automatically displays who is at the door on the screen. They don't even have to push a button or anything. So if I'm walking past the smart hub, I'm able to see if somebody's at the door. And then if they ring, it will also pop open here. That's been one of our favorite features because of how quick that is able to work. And then here I can open this up and see the camera, and we'll even be able to see more of the camera on the actual app. And here you have the option to arm the system right from here, and I can also talk through out the doorbell. And we decided to install the smart panel right here so that as we're going to the door, we can see who's there. So if it's somebody we don't know, we're just not going to answer the door. Next, we have the option for lighting. Now, I didn't have Vivint install any lighting, but this is compatible with Z-Wave devices. So I already had a Z-Wave light switch installed in my home, so I was able to connect it directly to the smart hub here, and now I have controls of it here, as well as in the Vivint app. And then you can also have them install different smart locks and other things that work over that Z-Wave frequency to incorporate here. And if you already have some Z-Wave devices in your home, they'll incorporate it as well. Now, if you are by the panel and you have an emergency in your home, you can use the panic button, emergency or fire, and that's going to call Vivint, and they will help you get in contact with the proper authorities. Here under the settings, you can adjust all kinds of things. Under each sensor, you can actually set to have it chime when somebody opens or closes the door. So in here, I can choose a specific sound for that door. This is super handy so we can know when the little kids get out of the house without asking.
Interior garage door.
Now let's head into the Vivint app to see how we can control the Vivint system. Heading into the Vivint app, we have many of the same features we've seen over on the Smart Hub with a few more. So right here, I'm able to arm or disarm the system. Then here we also have the option to close the garages. So currently my home has MyQ smart garages, and I was able to incorporate that into the Vivint system, but Vivint also has their own smart garage door that you can use, and then you'll be able to open and close them right here. So it's great. I can see that one of the garages is open and I can easily close it just like that. And there the garage is closed. Now we have the option to adjust our thermostat. So again, you can use Vivint, or here I have my Nest thermostat. Here we have cameras. So on the cameras, we can see a little bit more than on the Smart Hub. So let's head into the doorbell. One thing I love about this is how wide you can see. You can see every single part of my porch. So if a package was delivered, I'd be able to see it right there on the porch, and it will give me package delivered notifications. Here I have the option to rewind, so I can go back in history. You'll see little dots for different events, but this allows me to see the full history and those specific events. So I can just swipe up here, and there you can see it detected a package, person detected, somebody rang the doorbell. Here it had a person detected, and so many more. And this is all stored on your account because of your Vivint subscription. So here I can load up the clip, I can watch it, and then if I want to share this clip, I have the option to easily do that right up here, and I can share it with anybody, or it downloads right to my phone. Now, if we're looking at the camera, if we have any locks incorporated in our system, we are able to lock the door. I can also hold the talk button to talk right through the camera, so I can talk to whoever is at the door.
And here I can talk right through the doorbell, thanking the delivery man. Thank you, delivery man.
And then I'm also able to hear what's going on outside right now if somebody's out there talking to me. And then I also have the option to quickly snap a photo of what is happening on screen. Now, one of my favorite features of the Vivint cameras here is the deter option. There at the top, you can see that deter is off. But what you can do is when the camera detects something, it can play a sound so it can deter somebody thinking that somebody is nearby. So let's go to our outdoor camera and test that out. So here we're going to go to the front yard, and we have the same similar functions there. So here we can see the live view. We can zoom in, move around, see what is happening there. And let's go ahead and see if we can deter the person out on the yard with our voice.
Hey, you kids, get off the lawn.
Now let's go ahead and check out some of the camera settings. So here under the front yard, we have the option to adjust what types of notifications we're getting. And then here we have detection zones. So maybe you don't want the road or the sidewalk to be detected, but you can go in here and adjust where that is going to be detected. Next, we have the deter mode. So here we have if something happens in the detection zone, then they are there for more than 5 seconds. And maybe let's make that a little bit sooner. So maybe they're there for 2 seconds, then we can play a tone. So let's go ahead and do the whistle. And let's save that. And here we can adjust the quality, night vision, and so on. So here we're going to turn on deter. So for the next 3 hours, if somebody is in the camera's view, it will send a little whistle or whatever type of notification I have set to deter them from standing in my yard. Now that we have the deter feature enabled, let's see if that works. Oh, sauce. And after the deter went off, it is now still flashing a light indicating it is recording us. And if we're here too long, we can even have it set where the alarm will then sound. Now next we have lights. So here we can turn on and off our lights. You also have the option to add more smart lights and smart switches and create different groups for lights. Then you also have the option to create smart actions. So these are kind of like automations. So if you had something happen in your home, maybe a door opens or the alarm goes off or anything else. So let's go ahead and choose a door sensor. So let's say if the front door is opened, then we're going to have it automatically turn on a light. So you can make some really cool automations with all of the different devices that you have here in your home. Now, if you want to add any more devices to your system later, you have that option. So here we can go and set up a new device, and here we have all of those different options. Now, throughout the home, we have other sensors that would trigger the alarm. So here in the laundry room, we have a water sensor. Now, this not only is protecting security of our home, but also saving us from water damage. So if this is sitting behind the washing machine and it detects water, it's going to sound the alarm so that we can then know that we need to turn off the water, preventing further damage, which is really great. And here under the water heater, I also have a water leak sensor as well. So here we have door and window sensors. These are great because it's going to notify us of a door opening or closing, and then it's going to make sure all the different points of entry in the home are secure when we arm the system. Here we have a glass break sensor. So what this can do is if it hears any glass in this room break, then it will sound the alarm. That's great for a room where you have multiple windows. Instead of adding a door sensor on every single window, here we can just add the one sensor and then it will detect if there is a break-in. And last, we have a smoke and CO monitor. So this is going to listen for your smoke alarms to go off. And if it hears a smoke alarm go off, it's then going to notify your system that there is smoke detected, so it will sound the alarm. So all of these sensors offer big benefits to securing your home and also keeping you safe in your home. Now, one of the biggest questions I had about this system is, does it incorporate with my existing smart home platforms? So if you're using Amazon's Alexa, all you need to do is link the skill, and then you're able to do certain things by asking your voice assistant to ask Vivint certain things. So you can say, ask Vivint to turn on the hallway light, ask Vivint to turn off the hallway light, ask Vivint to arm the system, ask Vivint to show me the camera. And then when you do that, it will show on the actual Vivint smart home panel. Now next we have Google Home. So you're gonna head into the settings here and we're gonna link Works with Google, and then we're gonna search for Vivint and link it there. Now when you do this, it will incorporate some of the devices into the Google Home app. So here we have the hallway light that we can turn on and off. Here we also have our panel. You can't do anything here in the app, but that means by voice command, you are able to arm the panel. Google, set the panel to stay.
Got it. You have 1 minute to exit. Setting to stay.
Now you also see the sensors show up here, but they are not compatible with the Google Home app. Vivint is working on this integration, so stay tuned. So hopefully this helps you as you're building out your smart home. Now, after using the Vivint smart home and security system for the last few weeks, I'm very impressed with all that it can do. It's so great that I now have one app that I can go to see my security system, my cameras, my smart lights, and much more. Now, I also love how easy the install was. I just selected the devices I wanted in my home. They came out and they were able to install everything. I did not have to figure that out. I didn't have to get on the roof to put up the camera, and so much more. That was one of the best things, to just have everything ready to go and me to start using it in just a day. Then I also love how their system is able to be customized to your home. If you only want to add a few things to your home, or if you want to have the full smart home system, you can have everything done right within this one system, and they have the experts there to help you figure out exactly what you need. And then it's great that there is 24/7 personal monitoring of your home, and there is customer support available at any time. So if anything is not working, you are able to call them up and get help, or if you have an alarm go off, they'll be there calling you, making sure that you're okay, and contacting the authorities when needed. So if you have any further questions about the Vivint system, please let me know down in the comments below, and you can also head to vivint.com to learn more, or you can check out the link down in my description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.